Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or all my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Well, here we are on March 2nd. I'll just give you guys all a few moments to come in. I'm talking a little bit today about the energy of March. So here we are on March 2nd. I did quite a bit of channeling since I was last on. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning. Welcome. You're the first one in. Thank you very much for joining me, Camilla. Good to see everybody coming in. Good morning. Good morning, Mary Meet. Mary Meet to everyone coming in. During my last live, I talked a little bit about agitation, and I sat with spirit quite a bit. Just trying to get a bit more information on March and what's going on. Hello, Kayla. I sent you an email last night about my experience. I've been waiting for you to hop on YouTube. Kayla, I believe I responded to your email last night. I got quite a few emails yesterday, but I'm pretty sure I responded to you. If not, I'll double check that. But welcome everyone coming in. So what's going on in March? I just felt after my last YouTube live, I felt I needed to go back into some of this energy that's coming in, some of this agitation and a few things that are going on energetically. March is going to be a big month, and I am still going to do weekly updates on the energy that comes in as we navigate through the weeks of March. But overall, I want to share what March felt like. I sat with it, and I did some channeling, and I talked to my guides and one thing I'm really curious about, if you're already experiencing some of this energy, I really felt the vibration of clarity upgrades coming in. And so, what does this mean? I felt like we were receiving like downloads, upgrades, and getting more clarity. And how is that going to, feel for a lot of us? I felt that. With this clarity uploads, I felt many of us are going to be having or are already having some aha moments, some transformation, time to take action, to build in, to reconnecting to our intuition. I felt this big upgrade with and it's stuff like I think I need to change my, perhaps it's careers. Perhaps it's I'm feeling the need to try something new. I'm really feeling that I'm not as happy as I once was with where I'm standing. And I think that a lot of these feelings start to come up, and as we start to get this clarity, and as we try to navigate through that, I think it's going to bring in a little bit of turbulence within us because with upgrades and with change, sometimes us humans kind of get into that resistant mode where I don't know, is it the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? With the clarity upgrades that are coming in from March, I'm very excited about them. I always get excited when we get like these upgrades or these downloads. And I feel, oh, here we go. Hannah, just lost my job yesterday, feeling more clarity. Yes, about what I want for future jobs. Hannah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is that clarity piece. I think I want to navigate into something new. I think it's time for me to try something else. With this clarity upgrade, it's going to also bring in some transformation. So, transformation and growth, and the willingness to suddenly want to act on it or build it. I kind of had a huge aha moment myself because it connected to what I originally channeled for 2023 with a lot of growth, with rolling up our sleeves. And I just had my own aha. It's the pieces of the energetic puzzle are being put together for me. I also felt this really big pull, this reconnection, and I seen it just as in spirit. This is how spirit showed it to me. Spirit showed me like an electrician rewiring something. Like how, and I'm not an electrician, so I don't know the terminologies about it, but when they take two wires and they tape it together, I seen wires being taped together within us. And that reconnection deeper back into our own intuition. I felt us coming back into that with this clarity and rewiring ourselves a little bit differently and a little bit differently. Now, it's really important that if you're experiencing some of this, if you're experiencing some of this rewiring or this clarity upgrade, it's really important that we try and manage the physical world, our physical responses to it, like the anxiety of change, the uncertainty that we kind of start navigating through, the lack of trust. Some of you may struggle with, I don't know if I trust this. I don't know if I trust myself. Your intuition is trying to be rewired. And I love that. I was like, this is so delicious. I could literally like taste it because intuition for me is the core of who I am. So, as you're navigating through this, just take some time to sit with that intuition that you're feeling, that increased awareness, that increased intuition that you're rewiring. And we have been for many, many years, we have been disconnected from our intuition. We're taught to trust our head. We're taught not to come within, and depending on your experiences and depending on the programming that you have experienced in your lifetime, it's going to feel very new and probably a little bit awkward. I almost felt like my pants, like if your pants don't fit. It's like, oh, I'm in something new and it doesn't fit right. Allow that rewiring, and it's going to be coming back to that space that's within us with that inner knowing. That deep inner knowing is going to be activated as we rewire ourselves. So allowing that activation, allowing that reconnection, working on the trust factor is going to really help you. And it is a very exciting time, collectively to be connecting. And as we connect and as we reconnect and as we become stronger and stronger from the source energy within, these activations are going to get louder and louder and louder. And good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning. It's good to see everybody coming in. Amandeep, I agree. I'm totally not happy with where I'm standing in my career. There's another career thing. It's the aha moments with clarity that are coming in louder and louder. Trying hard to grow my career in the future. I really think that, allowing yourself that space to grow, allowing yourself to sit with what you want and what you don't want, and the aha moments are going to get louder. This is just the beginning of this activation. It's just the beginning of I'll call it an upgrade or a download. We are upgrading, and it's going to stir a lot of uncertainty and fear. So I just want you to remember to try not to sit in that fear, to try not to sit in that resistance, to just kind of really work on the power of now, trusting that clarity and allowing these upgrades to come in. So that was part one of what I've got. Quite a bit here that I channeled, so I'll share the rest of it as well. The other thing that's going to be coming in with this clarity, so this clarity is going to be bringing in a few things. This clarity is also going to bring us more of an inner strength to tackle what's imbalanced. So, things that might be imbalanced, maybe, your physical wellness, your emotional wellness, your spiritual wellness, your mental wellness. We're going to be stepping into more of, and this is how spirit showed me, was this great big spotlight was shining on me. And it was kind of spreading out collectively. We are going to feel the spotlight and the willingness to tackle is how I felt it. I felt like a football player, and I was ready to tackle things that needed healing. I felt like I was willing to really step up, wanting to be more physically well, more physically active. I felt that spotlight really being shining on us, and the reason for that is with all this clarity that's coming in with the upgrades and the upgrades and the upgrades of this clarity. When we receive that clarity, we're going to have this expansion within us that says, okay, you know what? I'm now ready. I'm ready to tackle the other pieces of me that are out of balance. And I was like, this is an incredible space to be in. The other thing that I felt that I really needed to kind of tap into here was giving ourselves the space and the time, being patient with ourselves as we navigate through putting with the spotlight of tackling what might be off within us. I felt like I needed to be very, 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 very gentle with many of you. I felt like I needed to just kind of very gently hold you in this timeline, in this space, because as we all feel when we tackle things that might be difficult, tackling the imbalances within ourselves can be very difficult. So I just needed to lovingly hold yourself in that space, and I needed to remind myself that yeah, I'm doing my best, and as I take bigger steps to tackle what needs healing, I just need to kind of sit in that spotlight moment by moment and just give myself that allowing space. There's going to be this energy in the air of wanting to shift that, the wanting to shift out of what we need to kind of put back into balance in our life. And I just loved how Spirit showed me with this great big spotlight. And because a spotlight is a good thing, putting yourself in the spotlight, putting yourself first, putting yourself in that shining energy. The spotlight was from the spirit dimension, so it was a very loving space to kind of be able to see myself and to be able to see that self reflection and to be able to say, yeah, I'm ready. And it had more of that readiness. It didn't feel so when you have like if you have for an example, you need to start working out a little bit more, or the scale kind of went up a little bit, and you kind of go in it with a little bit of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm back to, I'm back in this space. It didn't feel like that at all. It felt more of, I really want this. It felt really good and exciting underneath that spotlight. It's time. I just felt that, okay, it's time for that healing. It's time for that, that physical wellness. It's time for that spiritual growth. It had more of that feeling. So it didn't feel like that heavy energy of I've got that dreaded space of, oh, I have to navigate through this. It had a completely opposite vibration to that, which was very, very powerful. That's a very, very powerful space to stay in. The other thing that I really felt coming in was I felt a lot of the fire element. I think that March is going to be bringing us into more of that fire energy. That's going to lead us into that sense of peace, that sense of creating peace within us and coming into that peaceful space with a lot of things that we've been navigating through. Coming back into, I just felt so peaceful sitting in that fire energy. I just thought, wow, like things are really falling back. Things are really clearing up for me. There's a lot of clearing and a lot of clarity, and I just felt that fire energy running right through my soul, right through all my chakras with this peaceful vibration within, being at peace with what the journey has been, and being at peace with the change, and being I just felt this peacefulness coming through. So I do hope that a lot of this is resonating with you, and I'll just really tap into allowing that clarity to flow. Answer we Everything that we need to know is within. And with these upgrades, it's going to get louder. It's going to get louder about what you want, what you don't want. And it had and the best way I can explain it is I just felt so excited. I felt excited collectively. I felt excited for myself. I felt, yeah, it needs to upgrade. I need to upgrade. I need to allow that change and that shift within. And some of you may be feeling a little bit restless in current situations. You may be feeling that a little bit perhaps restless or a little bit of boredom with that. Those feelings are kind of directing you into those change to get that clarity, to be able to open up and allow those upgrades within you. A lot of energy upgrades is coming in from March. I will have more on the topic as March navigates through, but I really, really felt the upgrade of clarity. And I felt that this was just the beginning. Spirit will only kind of give me um bits of what we need to know right now, and I think as we navigate through the spring, I think I will get more on future and upcoming upgrades, energetic upgrades, or downloads of information. Let's take a look at some of the comments on what I've said here. If anybody wants to chime in, you're more than welcome to chime in and share your experiences here. I feel like my brain and heart and soul are finally being wired together. Yeah, that's Kayla. That's exactly it. The wiring together. It was like being rewired, and it was quite cool to see. And the analogy of that, I think, will help many of you as you are navigating through some changes. Just kind of remind yourself, I'm just kind of being rewired. I just like rewired. Um, Fascinating. It's fascinating that you felt that. Thank you very much for sharing. Camilla, my sister-in-law is currently in the hospital about to give birth to her second baby boy. So excited but nervous for her. She almost lost her first boy, and I know it's hard for her and my brother. I will send so much love and light there, and congratulations on the a new little one in your family, Camilla. I feel quite good here. I don't have a caution light, and I don't feel worried at all. All right, look at you all coming in. Time to invest in yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time to really tap into that. And I think as we invest in ourselves, I just want to add to that is remember as you invest in yourself, allowing things to change, allowing that clarity to come in and that transformation to come in and to be able to build on it. A couple of weeks ago, you did a reading on a live for me, and you said you could see a grandma figure holding two babies. I just found out this morning that I'm pregnant. Ah! Lauren, I just got spiritual goosebumps. Wow. You'll have to keep us updated if there's two in there or if you're going to have them back to back. I'd be curious. Big congratulations to you. Wonderful. Shelby, yes, restless, ready for things to be in motion. Tarot keeps telling me to be patient, but I feel like I'm pacing. Yeah. I understand the whole patience. I think I'm constantly learning to be more and more patient, both with myself and and with the physical world. I think sometimes for me, when things make when it makes so much sense for me and then it doesn't make sense in the physical world, it's hard to be patient, isn't it? And it's also hard to be patient when we want to go forward. I want to go forward. I want to go forward. So absolutely, I 100% understand that. Okay, any advice? Advice on navigating through negativity, people at work during this rewiring? I love that question, Priscilla. So that is a beautiful question. So one thing about other people is you have to remember they're on their own journey. So it's in one thing I will remind myself when I'm struggling with people is I will remind myself that those people are learning too. So, because I'm sure that my learning has been messy and I'm sure that my energy at some point in my lifetime has affected other people as I learn to navigate through certain things. I really work hard, and I've talked about this before. There's even a YouTube video on it. I work really hard at staying in my own lane. I also protect myself from absorbing other people's energy. So Priscilla, before you go to work, visualizing a beautiful ball of light protecting you. I really work on being an observer, not an absorber. A lot of people who are affected by other people's energy, quite often it's your empathic qualities that are coming out ahead of you. So being able to observe, not absorb, and kind of being able to step out. I always find when I'm dealing with people who are going through their own struggles, whether it be with negativity or anything else, I make sure that I'm really well grounded. And if I'm feeling the negativity, I will simply dust it off of myself, give myself a smudge, make sure that I'm protected as I navigate through that. Sometimes we just have to look at people through the eyes of source energy. So I'll often ask myself, how does source energy see this person, right? So, and whatever source energy means to you, whether it be the angelics or God or how does source energy view this person? They're learning too, and sometimes you just have to bless them and step back. But that is my best advice to you, Priscilla, is kind of leaning into there. It also helps us kind of step out of that judgment piece too. I'm always very, very careful. I don't know what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes, so I will just send them love and light, and try not to dance in their negativity. um let's see where we go here. My husband and I have been feeling out of body feeling this week, like we're looking through a window or watching something in a dream. Very that's very interesting. I spend a lot of time in that space, like I feel like I'm out of my body and I'm just observing. I think one of the biggest things there is embracing the observation, embrace being the observer, because sometimes when we're feeling that way, when we feel like we're observing something, I always kind of ask spirit, okay, what are you trying to show me here? Because sometimes when we're observing, there's a lesson in there for us too. So I would really kind of put your spidey senses up on what am I observing here? Where's the lesson in that? Being able to kind of watch things as if we're watching a movie, right? Being able to kind of like, I'm just going to stand back here and I'm going to watch it and allow that space. Let's see here. Lauren, you'll have to keep us updated on on that pregnancy. I'm very excited now. Um, Shelby, I remember when she did that reading for you. How exciting. Um, I'm gonna tap into that because I'm gonna be brutally honest. I don't remember. I don't remember when I'm channeling. I don't remember the sessions. I've talked about it before. It's a bit of I call it spirit amnesia. Once I give it to somebody, it's not mine to hold on to. So, but I'm really excited for you, Lauren. Um, but I truly don't remember. Sometimes I struggle with that, with not remembering. But then I just remember it's not mine to remember. Um, Anytime I have connected with any medium, they speak of an older woman that's with me. However, I don't know who she is and why. When I lean in there, I feel quite strongly that it goes back really far into your ancestry. Like like I'm counting like five. Some of it's like five, like great, 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 great. Like I feel like it's five. I also feel that she is kind of pushing you and navigating with you to just simply allow a lot of the changes and growth throughout the generations. I also feel like you've done a lot of shifting or a lot of if you're the cycle breaker, or if you're the one that's been kind of no, we're not going to do that anymore, because I really feel that she's kind of pushing you that way to continue on that path. Let's see where we need to go here. Joe Smith. Okay, so I'm gonna re-tap into that. Joe, I think he was the visually impaired person you had on your on your other live. All right, Joe. So I'm going to just tap in here, and see what I can pick up. So, Joe, I need to talk about the number 4. So the month of April being significant anniversary, birthday, or passing, or is this a family of 4? I'm also really feeling I need to talk about the month of June being significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. I also feel him like standing like so close to you. I can't even put a hair in between the two of you. So from the spirit dimensions, he's like right up against me, or right up against you is what he's showing me. Is he needs you to know that he's still by your side. So and I also see, this is kind of cute. When you walk and somebody's walking the same step, like right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. That's how he's showing me that he walks with you at the exact same pace, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. I also he's also showing me, I don't he's showing me a letter. So I don't know if you've been journaling or writing to him since he's passed, or if you wrote something to him when he passed, but he keeps showing me this. He just keeps writing. He just keeps writing, and he's showing me this letter. I also have to talk about the month of March being significant, or the number 3, the third of a month, or a third of any month. He's on me with the number 3. He's also hearing you, so you're talking to him quite a bit because he is hearing you, and he also heard you. So I hope that makes sense to you, Joe. I'm also smelling all kinds of different wildflowers, and I'm seeing a lot of big bright sunflowers around you. So I don't know if those flowers resonate with you, but sunflowers for me are very symbolic of happy faces, of happiness. And he just literally has surrounded you in the sunflowers behind you, and I can smell all these wildflowers around you. He's also showing me this pushing motion. So I don't know if you're feeling like you're standing too still, but he just keeps pushing. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. He keeps pushing you forward. I hope that resonates there with you. I just have to keep an eye on the time because I am working online today. Let's see where we go. It was a Power Day 22 live. I'll have to go back and check that. I don't usually go back and watch my lives. Maybe I'll go back and check that. Hit the like, guys. Oh yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for cheering for me. I do appreciate all the likes. I appreciate that. Lotus, I got a toxic person trying to make my life hell because I will not compromise on my firm boundaries. Sometimes it's hard to not take on bad energy until I'm able to change living arrangements. I'm really pushed to applaud you for the boundaries. I think that they're needed. So, sometimes we put in really, really firm boundaries, and we kind of I don't feel like you're walling or blocking. First of all, I need to give that to you. So I feel that they're really, really needed. Sometimes we put up really firm boundaries and it's because of our own blocking or our own not willingness to negotiate or compromise. Sometimes we do that. I don't feel that here. I feel the boundaries are really, really needed. And I have to like, stay the course with that. I also really feel that I kind of need to, um, I actually need to I need to talk to you about giving yourself a good smudge. I need to smudge you every day, like, just kind of like removing that energy, removing that energy, removing that energy. I also need to, remind you that it's okay to put some things down. So I don't know if you've been holding on to, like, a lot of resentment or a lot of stuff that's not yours, but Lotus, I really feel that it's not yours. I feel like you're carrying something that's not yours, and I gotta get you to put it down. I really gotta get you to put that down. It might not even connect to this particular person, but I really need you to get that put that down. I also need to talk about these change in living arrangements. I do think that the living arrangements are going to change quite quickly. I don't feel you in a pause there in those living arrangements. So I do feel quite strongly that it's going to happen like that, big time. Um Hannah, I have a lot of uncertainty in the upcoming weeks with my job, living situation, and relationships. Is there anything from Spirit? Hannah, Spirit just literally rewinded the feed for me back, like it literally went back to the beginning of this live with the clarity and the upgrades of transformation. I feel that this is really a prime example of what I initially channeled with Spirit. I think that a lot of these upgrades and a lot of these situations are something that's going to really propel you into a better place. And sometimes when we're navigating stuff all at once, you guys, I totally understand. It's very, very overwhelming. It's extremely overwhelming. But it's the rewiring and the rebuilding, Hannah, that you're going through. And as difficult as the change is going to be, just try once in a while to lean into the excitement of that new beginning, of all those new beginnings. Just try once in a while, just to kind of, and it comes back to that balancing and that transformation that I talked about, tackling what's out of balance. So all those things that are shifting around you are a little bit out of balance, and the universe is saying, here's your spotlight. Here's the spotlight on what needs to be changed. So it was fun, really. Spirit's being quite visual today. Really, really go back and kind of listen to the first part of this of this live, Hannah. I think that if you can just kind of sit with that a little bit more, it'll kind of bring you in a more settled space. I wanted to share with you a couple weeks ago that you told me you could see my friend coming up on my left shoulder, and I didn't understand it. Later in the shower, I realized I had a tattoo on my left shoulder of her. Ha! And I cried happy tears. Love it. Also, you said something about her shining a light on my feet. A week later, some religious people came in. My oops, I went too fast. Went too fast. All right, I scrolled really too fast. Um, and a passage about a light shining down at my feet, and my brain was just blown away at the coincidence. Um, no coincidences. I think you needed to hear that. I think that you needed to hear that you've got light at your feet. I think that you needed to hear that your friend, and Shelby, this you brought up a really good point here. I just want to go back to that. So when I felt, her on your left shoulder, you may not have understood that until later. Quite often, that's how spirit works, right? I may not have seen a tattoo on your left shoulder. I just felt the left shoulder, and that's kind of how spirit works with the information that they give or that they show me. Because remember, I'm working in another dimension, and that other dimension works very differently. So that is incredible validation, and that is also a really good example on sometimes how mediums work. It may not be exact wording verbatim, but later on it all made sense to you, and I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And the light at your feet, follow it and ask for it. So ask spirit to shine that light brighter. I'll often say to spirit, okay, I'm not seeing it. Can you clean it up for me? Can you turn the volume up on what I'm supposed to be hearing? Because it's not quite making sense. Just simply ask for it to be brighter for direction. Ask for, I always say to spirit, show me right away. That's one thing that I have really learned, even when it's really hard, you guys, is I will say to spirit, I want the loudest red flag if I am in the wrong space. If this isn't where I'm supposed to be resonating in. I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. So I will say to spirit, not understanding it, Clean it. Can you turn it up for me? And I'm very much okay with that. Some people are like, I don't know if I I don't want it any more difficult. I I don't look at it as more difficult. I look at it as I am going to learn this a little bit quicker rather than muting it. So I don't want to mute things anymore on my journey. I want to see it now and I want to hear it now. I don't I'm very clear with that with spirit. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes, the lesson is within that too, right? Sometimes a lesson is about learning and about that hard road sometimes, right? And I've said that to spirit a few times. I'll say, like, oh my gosh, why is this taking so long to learn? And spirit will simply say, it's not always fast learning. Sometimes it's a lot. It's a process to kind of learn it and absorb it and make those shifts. Okay, I'm gonna take a few more. And then I'll have to I'm gonna try and come back on tomorrow. I know it's a little bit of a short live today, but I do have to read today and I'm reading tomorrow morning too, but I should be able to pop on tomorrow morning and do another quick live and then um hopefully over the weekend I can get on and have some fun with you all too. Okay. Arlene, I felt a dear friend of mine that tragically passed, and my granny, I believe, showing up lately. I'm struggling if it's in my mind or what. Could see if could I see them? Okay, so first of all, Arlene, I don't feel it's in your mind, and I think this also is going to be leaning back into that whole intuitive piece that I talked about. I really feel that many of us rewiring are going to be coming into our intuition. Spirit also speaks to us through our intuition. And I feel that when we feel our loved ones around us, or if you feel a spirit guide around you, I really feel that it's time to start trusting that. So when I ask, I feel that they're there and they're with you and they're trying to grow your trust. So why are they there? Number one, they're always here. They're always with us. They're multidimensional. So they are always here. The other thing is I feel they're trying to teach you trust. Trust that they're there. Thank them for coming. Ask them for more visitations. Ask them for more signs. Ask to feel them more often. So I need to leave that there with you, Arlene. So absolutely 100%. And that kind of goes for for all of you. If you feel someone around you, if you feel a loved one or they've come into your awareness, that's another thing. If you suddenly have an awareness of them, you're suddenly thinking about them, that's them connecting with you too. Yeah. They work really hard. And I say it in almost every one of my videos, when I share my experiences, my story times. Spirit's relentless. They truly work so hard to let us know that they are here. Okay, let's see where we're gonna go. Danielle's tarot. Um, any messages spirit want me to know at this time? When I lean in there, I see you. This is kind of cute. I see you skipping along on your path, and it's almost like the feeling of from the Wizard of Oz, right? It's almost like that. I'm off to see the wizard. Um, I try not to sing, but I feel that instead of the yellow brick road, I can just see all this light around your feet, and I really, really feel that a strong push with trust the journey. You're on the right road. Keep skipping on it. Keep having fun on this road. Keep having fun on your spiritual growth path. It feels like I've got to dance through it. I got to dance through the lessons. I got to dance through or skip through I don't know why I just want to keep skipping. I want to skip through I just want to skip. I'm gonna skip through the lessons that way. I need to kind of really embody that energy, that vibration of I guess it's the vibration of fun. I guess it's the vibration of fun and learning and being okay with it and trusting the journey. I almost feel like I need to rant. So I don't know if you need to rant or if you just need to kind of speak out loud more, but ranting in a good way, ranting in a positive way, like just ranting with Oh, let me do a rant. Everything is always working out for me. I'm skipping along my path. And even though it's tough, I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna grow. I know spirit's with me. That kind of rants, and I do rants quite frequently just to kind of elevate elevate my vibration to be more playful and more fun with the learning. Yeah, there we go. All right, Wesley, I'm not allowed to set boundaries. She threatened to evict me. Oh, Wesley. Wesley, that's a tough one. I might message you off the live feed when I get a chance on this, Wesley. It's tough it's tough in that situation. Um, what I'm kind of wanting to insert here, Wesley, is trying very gently, very easy. Sometimes we have to ease people into that respect and into that boundary. I feel like I have to kind of ease you into that, like kind of like ease her into that a little bit. And I just feel like I have to gently take small steps. But I will reach out to you, Wesley, off the feed and talk to you when I have a little bit more of a chance. Um, but I feel like I just have to very gently start with the boundaries. Sometimes, we have to teach people, and sometimes if we insert a very aggressive boundary, especially when it's with a parent and involves a living situation, sometimes it's almost like I have to put on my negotiating skills and gently. So, Wesley, I promise when I get some time in between my sessions, either today or tomorrow, I will give you some tips there as well. This has been a wonderful chit chat. I am going to come back on tomorrow. I know there are many questions that I was not able to get to. I do my best with the time that I have, and Spirit does their best with the time that I have. But I am going to try and hop on tomorrow morning, right around. Maybe I'll push for a little bit earlier, maybe around 8:35 ish. I'll try to get on a little bit earlier so I can have some time, because I do have in persons tomorrow, so I do have to commute to my office space. Today I am on Zoom, so I don't have to go far. Right here, actually. As always, big thumbs up. I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Take care, everyone.